Hey, Ravenheart. I noticed driving through Mount Vernon, they've taken the Israeli flag down. There's a house kind of close to the traffic light, and they've been flying a big old Israeli flag, but it's not there no more. They must have took it down. The weather's fine, so it's not about that. I saw a video. I'm trying to remember what this guy's name is. The Sinning Saint or something. I don't know. But he made a parody show where it's like reversed, where white people are the slaves and black people are the slave masters. And this black slave master shoots the white slave woman. And in the comments, there were black people saying they could watch it 1,000 times. They could watch it over and over again. There's a lot of people. And then this morning, there's a Muslim got mad at me because I just don't care what anyone thinks. It's not right for a man. I think he's in his 50s to marry a 9-year-old girl. That's wrong. I don't care if you start some kind of religion. It's wrong for anybody in the world to do that. And they were saying that they're gonna beat me with their shoe if I said that in the UK. That kind of irks me a little bit more because they're in the UK telling me they're gonna hit me with a shoe, and they got mad at me because before that I was talking about it really is a shame if the kings of England, the kings and queens of England, they're supposed to be the defender of the Church of England, and yet they allow Sharia law and parallel courts within England. So I don't understand why the English support them. And I don't know if that's when the Muslim got mad at me or if it was later, but I just doubled down on it. So I don't see how I'm the one in the wrong, you know? You want to hit me for saying something that your own scholars say. Their scholars say it. So they get angry at me, but I'm just telling the truth. The Islamic scholars will tell you the same thing. Muhammad married Aisha and had sex with her when she was 9 years old. He was betrothed to her earlier than that, but he consummated the marriage when she was 9 years old. But, and they tell me that we're all going to be brown in the future and that white people are going to go extinct, and people celebrate that. I'm already in Wheeler County before I started even streaming. And I'm thirsty, but I'm not stopping. I've been missing Brittany a lot today. On some days, I almost would rather just go ahead and put up garage doors and put them up right and fix them when someone else has put them up wrong, or they're so old and bent up, people done crashed into them. Once somebody hits a garage door rail, then it doesn't go up the track even. It pulling wrong in one place causes a problem in another place. And then, I mean, once you done hit the garage door and it's all bent up and they're pulling it up and down and it's bending up all the rails, there ain't no point in keeping on and fixing it. They ought to just tear it down and get another one. And then Dwayne Dalton doors, they're just some shitty garage doors. They shouldn't even exist. Like, we complain sometimes about Amar, and I can't even think of the other one right now, but really when you compare them to them Dwayne Dalton doors, they are good doors. We thought they were bad doors till you start using the other doors, and there's some really shitty doors out there. Any more death threats? Now they got 14 people. Not death threats, but is now. And I don't know if it was the session in the UK. I think one day we'll just go and take the UK back, just like they took Spain back. Take it all back. I see a change in the comment sections than how things used to be. I remember how quick you used to get banned about saying certain things and how unpopular they were. And now you just see so many people in the comment section agreeing about things like the Federal Reserve, about fiat money. Used to, people were in denial. I guess because they had the questions to their grandparents and they were recycling the same answers from like the 1800s. People they wouldn't believe you. They'd be like, no, the dollar's backed on gold. And they believed it even though it wasn't true anymore. I remember in high school trying to tell people about the Federal Reserve. It was almost impossible. And then I remember when they began to do GMO. People said I was crazy for that. And they would not look on the internet. I mean, there were encyclopedias from the 80s where they're already talking about it, so I don't know why people wouldn't believe it. But they believed that, like, God would restrict people from having the ability to progress in science to that level, so they just absolutely refused to believe it. I do think that we're almost like mad scientists with GMO with plants. Like, I don't think we really know what we're doing. There's some unintended consequences of some of these crops where they may have given it some sort of insect resistance, but now the bees are harmed by it, or the pollen doesn't have enough protein for the bees and they don't develop right when they feed off of it. And then it can cross-pollinate with other non-polluted strains. And I don't know, it's like Pandora's box. We've opened it up. I don't know if we could ever get that back in there. Maybe over time, natural selection and all of it has straightened itself out, but I don't know. It's really weird. And America's got a lot of laws preventing that kind of thing, which they've relaxed on it. But there's countries like North Korea where they've got half animal, half humans. Same in Britain. And Britain allowed a lot of that for like half pig, half humans for organ transplants. It's really crazy, wild stuff. I think some people just don't want to accept that they're mortal and they want to hang on to life at too much of a cost, like at the cost of the future. It's really crazy that they're just like, well, let's abort these babies so we can get the stem cells so we can age slowly. That is the eternal life, the reproduction. That's how you continue on forever. You just... No, I'm thirsty. I'm almost home, bro. I've been noticing a lot of the crows on the water towers lately and on the radio tower. There's a lot more crows moving into Wheeler County. They've always been here, but there's a lot more. I know they used to, a lot of blue jays and other birds would attack a crow. I remember when I was a young boy, I'd see a crow flying and there'd be some birds attacking and pulling feathers out of it while it's flying and driving it off away from their nest. These crows would eat baby birds. And now you just don't see that many blue jays anymore. I still see blue jays, but not that many. There's still plenty of mockingbirds. I tell you, one species of bird that's doing really well is the Carolina wren. There are a lot of Carolina wrens. But I just don't know what happened to all the blue jay. There's still some. And now I guess the crows are taking over. In some places, parrots take over. People's pet parrots get loose in the city or whatever, and they out and beat other birds. Hey, I hope you're having a great day. Much hate from Libya. Okay. Well, I am having a great day. I'm having a good day. And y'all can hate me from all around the world, but I mean, y'all know if y'all go to y'all scholars, and I'm not going to make this stream always about y'all, but if you go to your scholars and you ask them, did Muhammad have sex with a 9-year-old? They'll tell you, yeah, he did. Aisha was 9. So y'all can want to hit me with a shoe. You can hate me from every country in the world. The world is becoming increasingly literate. Information is free and readily available. And the whole world is going to know that. The whole world is eventually going to know that Muhammad had sex with a 9-year-old girl. And they're going to know from plenty of other sources in history that people were still children at 9, 2,000 years ago. That any of the, you have your extremist Muslims that just want to straight up be pedophiles and justify it. Then you got your Muslims that want to go to imagination land and pretend that 2,000 years ago a 9-year-old aged to sexual maturity, which is bullshit. But hate me from Libya, hate me from the UK, hate me from around the whole world. I would rather die than honor a man that is a pedophile. There's some decent people who are Muslims, but the religion isn't a decent religion. The man that started it was a murderer. He was a thief. He was a common thief. Him and a bunch of people raided caravans, stole from people, took slaves, had sex with children. And that is the truth of history. And, Jesus didn't do that. Even Moses killed a man. But, I can understand honoring Jesus Christ, but Muhammad's got too much blood. And he's a pedophile. I don't know why you're going to hold fast to believing that the pedophile is the one that God was talking to. Just wake up. I know your family will disown you. I know people will kill you. I know that everyone you trust told you. I know it's easy for your brain to go into cognitive dissonance because you're afraid of burning in hell for all of eternity. I get it. You're afraid if you question the faith or criticize the religion, you'll burn forever in eternity, be extra, kicked out of your community, and you'll go to heaven if you stay faithful. I get all the incentives and all the psychological pressure. I understand the slave mind you've been indoctrinated with. So I don't have any hatred for y'all. I definitely don't have any love for any pedophiles, and I definitely won't tolerate it in this realm. So hate me from all over the world, but you know what? I know, the common European, the common white man all over the world wants the death penalty for pedophiles. And you Jews and Muslims always want to fuss about it because you believe that Jacob was having sex with a 3-year, or who was it? And Muhammad with a 9-year-old. But y'all can all get fucked. For real. And I'm not scared of your threats or anything. Anytime we go out on the field, we win, really, with less people. And y'all might think that it's all over, that you're just going to live off of our welfare, invade Europe, that we're going to just wither away and not exist anymore, and you're just going to take everything over. But it's not going to happen because something will snap, and it's already happening. The white man is a sleeping giant that y'all are waking up. It's already happening. And we're not gonna bow down to a pedophile. We wouldn't even bow down to King George, and he was a much more noble man than Muhammad. So I'm home now. I'm gonna go have my great day.